The storm outside had turned Seoul's skyline into a smear of silver and charcoal. Rain slid on the floor-to-ceiling glass of June Corporation's penthouse office, each drop catching the city lights like tiny shards of broken stars. Inside, John Jungkook, the cold and infamously controlled heart, stood with his back turned, shoulders broad beneath his black dress shirt, gaze locked on the rain-blurred city below. He didn't hear the elevator doors open. He did hear the footsteps, heavy, purposeful, angry, then slam. The office door crashed open. Mr. Jones, his grandfather, stormed inside with two bodyguards trailing behind him like shadows. His cane struck the marble floor with a sharp crack that echoed through the room. Jungkook didn't turn, didn't bow, didn't greet. He simply sat, voice flat. If you keep breaking my doors, Chairman Jones, send the repair bill directly to Serena. His grandfather's jaw ticked, still making jokes when your entire legacy is on the line. Jungkook scoffed under his breath and finally rotated his chair, leaning back with that icy calm everyone feared. His dark hair fell slightly over his eyes, a look that made him appear even more untouchably cold. My legacy is fine. I'm running this company better than your board expects. Whatever drama you are here to create, save it. Mr. Jones stepped closer, cane pressing into the floor. Drama? You think I came here for drama? He slammed a thick folder onto Jungkook's desk. This is your father's final will. Jungkook's expression flickered just barely, a tightening around his eyes, a subtle twitch at his jaw, but he masked it instantly. I have already read it. You clearly haven't understood it. He leaned forward, voice low, irony heavy. You will marry wine, or this empire burns in your hands. Silence. Only the rain dared to speak for several seconds. Jungkook's fingers curled against the leather of his chair, tendons tightening. No, yes. I only have a girlfriend. His grandfather gave a humorless laugh. That model who treats you like her personal bank account, Serena. Jungkook bristled. He hated when someone said Serena's name like that, mostly because deep down he knew they were right. Your father left everything to you on one condition, that you marry a woman of his choosing because he knew you would eventually destroy yourself chasing the wrong people. Jungkook's voice darkened. Don't speak about my father, then honor him. He tapped the folder. Marry wine or I dissolve every partnership tied to your future inheritance. I'll watch Joan Corporation crumble and I'll make sure it's your name the word curses. Jungkook stood abruptly, palms slamming against the desk. Why her? Why that girl? Because she's the one person your father trusted and the only one you won't be able to manipulate or throw away. Jungkook's breath left him in a sharp exhale. This was a trap, and Wine was the last person he wanted dragged into this. His voice dropped to a colder register. I'm not marrying a stranger, I'm with Serena. Then stay with Serena. I don't care what you do after the marriage, but you will marry Wine. Something shattered inside Jungkook. Rage, frustration, humiliation. The thunder outside cracked like a warning. Mr. Jones straightened, adjusting his coat. You have 7 days. He turned, the bodyguards flanking him. Before leaving, he looked over his shoulder and spoke the line that barred straight through Jungkook's carefully built armor. You think love will save you? It won't, but this marriage will. Then he walked out. The office door shut, and for the first time in years, Jungkook felt trapped. He reached for his phone, the one that had been buzzing nonstop. A message from Serena glowed on screen. Where are you? I miss you. Come to me, baby. Jungkook exhaled, eyes darkening. Serena would not like this, and neither would be. The city below had not changed, but inside Jungkook's private study, everything had shifted. A single desk lamp threw a harsh cone of light over a thick stack of papers. The marriage contract, Jungkook sat black suit pressed neatly against his broad frame. Eyes cold, his hand hovered over the pen, knuckles white, not fear, not hesitation, anger. He thought of Serena. This is ridiculous. He slammed the pen down, the desk rattled, his assistant flinched. Jungkook's phone vibrated. Serena. He ignored it. She wouldn't understand. She never did. The phone rang again. He picked up, voice sharp, controlled, venom barely restrained. What? A soap trembling voice came through the line. Jungkook, why are you doing this? You promised me you said no one would ever. Her voice broke. You can't just throw me away for some arrangement. Jungkook leaned back, jaw tight, his dark eyes flashed. Throw you away, Serena? Don't pretend this is about love. You use me whenever you want. You never cared about me, only what I could give you. This isn't a game. I love you. Love doesn't make change, Serena, and neither does this contract. I didn't want this, but I'm signing it because if I don't, his voice dropped low level. Everything I have worked for dies. There was silence, only the hum of the rain against the glass. He picked up the pen again. His hand shook slightly, not from fear, but from the rage that coursed through him. Every signature was a rebellion against the life he had wanted, a battle he didn't ask for. He signed one line, two lines, final line. Done. He hung up on Serena before she could respond. There would be time for consequences later. The corridor outside Jungkook's office was silent except for the sharp click of stiletto, heels precise, confident, and unhesitating. Jungkook, seated behind his glass desk, glanced up. One stopped at the threshold, shoulders straight, chin lifted, eyes sharp. Her expression was unreadable, but her aura screamed one thing. I don't care about your power, John Jungkook. Jungkook's dark eyes narrowed, not out of disdain, curiosity, intrigue. He had not expected a storm to walk into his office wearing heels. You're wine. In the flesh, and you must be Mr. Joan, heard a lot about you. Mostly from your grandfather, apparently. Jungkook's lips twitched, half irritation, half amusement. She was bold, too bold. Do you always walk into a man's office like it's a runway? Only if the man's reputation is as stiff as his tie. His target sharpened. This girl had no fear. She wasn't polite, she wasn't apologetic, she didn't flinch. Sit. Why? So I can stare at your perfect posture and look impressed? Hard pass. Jungkook's fingers twitched. He wasn't used to being challenged like this, especially not by someone he was supposed to marry. You will get used to me deciding things, everything, including when you speak. I'll get used to ignoring you when you're being unbearable. The storm outside mirrored the tension in the room. Thunder muttered in the distance. Rain tapped against the glass. Jungkook stared at her, a cold, unreadable mask. But inside, something had shifted. She was trouble, and he liked trouble. Interesting. Wine tilted her head, smirked intact, clearly aware she had gotten under his skin. She didn't care if she had, and for the first time, Jungkook realized this match was going to be far more entertaining than she had planned. 2 months of living under the same roof, 2 months of forced smiles, polite nods, and cold dinners that barely passed as interactions. Jungkook avoided home like it was a cage. Serena, of course, had not gone anywhere. She slipped back into his life with practiced persistence, pretending she hadn't been replaced, pretending she still mattered. And Jungkook had let her, not because he wanted her, but because her presence amused him, distracted him, or maybe simply because he didn't care enough to throw her out. The rain had started again that night, tapping a soft rhythmic warning against the windows of the Joan penthouse. Wine wide awake despite the late hour, felt it the sharp, gnawing irritation of injustice. She rose from bed, slipping into the quiet dark like a predator stalking its prey. The corridors were empty, the only sound of her own breathing, and then the office. The door was cracked open, a soft glow from the desk lamp illuminated a scene that made her stomach tighten and her pulse spike. Serena, lounging casually on Jungkook's chair, legs draped over the armrest, laughing softly. And Jungkook, calm, composed, unbothered, rested his hand casually on her waist, leaning back without a hint of panic. Wine stopped dead. Her hand gripped the edge of the doorframe. Oh, really? Neither of them flinched. Jungkook's dark eyes met hers, calm, mocking, infuriating. You are awake. I can see that, and apparently so is she. Serena blinked, startled, but quickly recovered with a practiced smile. Wine, darling, I save it. I don't care about your excuses, Serena. Jungkook sighed, finally pushing Serena off his lap with deliberate slowness. Every movement means to irritate Wine further. He didn't panic, didn't apologize, he didn't look guilty. Do whatever you want, sleep with whoever you want, I don't care. Wine froze, then smirked, fire sparking in her eyes. Oh, really? He said, do whatever you want, sleep with whoever you want, I don't care. How sweet of you to give me permission, Joan. How generous. Her sarcasm dripped like venom. You heard me, she's part of the chaos I allowed. You think I care what you do? You are free, go ahead, I won't stop you. One's hands clenched into fists, her blood boiled not from fear but from fury and determination. Is this because she accused you of getting too soft around me? Let me tell you something, Joan. If you ever think you can treat me like this, like I don't exist, you're in for a rude awakening. The storm outside intensified, rain lashing the windows, echoing the one raging inside the office. Wine's shoulders squared, heart racing, but her expression was pure fire. And now, you, Serena, you're leaving. This is my house, my space. If you ever forget that, I will remind you again. Ouch. Serena's eyes widened. She opened her mouth, but wine didn't give her a chance. A sharp step forward, a hand on the arm of the chair, and she kicked Serena out, her words finally commanding, leave now. Serena stumbled, muttering, but had no choice. Wine's chair could kill. Finally, the apartment was hers. The penthouse was bathed in the soft glow of the city lights, rain streaking down the windows like liquid silver. Wine perched on her bed, phone on speaker, laughing softly as she spoke to Minho. Come on, Minho, don't be shy. You know, I like it when you flirt a little. Oh, you want me to? You are daring. Wine, are you sure about this? Absolutely, just be a little bold for fun. Rain tapped against the windows, creating a soft rhythm as her laughter carried through the apartment. On the sofa, Chunk had been reading files, shoulders tense, mind elsewhere, but the sound of her voice laughing, teasing, flirtatious made him freeze. His dark eyes narrowed, something inside him twisted uncomfortably. Fun, huh? Why didn't notice? She leaned forward, tossing her hair, absorbed in the call. You better be charming, Minho, otherwise I'll have to scold you. Chungo rose silently, moving closer. Every word she spoke made his chest tighten. His hand shot out in a flash, cutting the call mid laugh. The phone going dead in her hand. Jungkook, what the Before she could react further, his large hand gripped her upper arm, spinning her around and pressed her against the wall. Ice cold, eyes trailed into hers. Do you have any idea what you were doing? And what exactly do you mean? I was just talking to a friend. A friend on speaker while I'm in the same room? Don't play games with me, Wine. I'm not playing, I'm leaving. Maybe you should pay attention instead of sulking on the sofa. Think you can do whatever you want, flirt openly, tease, act like this apartment like I don't even matter. Oh, don't worry, you told me I could do whatever you want, sleep with whoever you want, you don't care. So I'm just taking you at your word. The storm outside echoed the one inside. From the first time, Jungkook's control, usually absolute, faltered slightly just enough that Wine noticed you are impossible, and yet here you are. The rain tapped harder, and the penthouse was filled with tension. Two people, equal sparks, fire and ice, steering the other to make the first move. Tonight, Wine had pushed every line, and she owned it. The city glittered below, lights spilling gold and silver across the night. Wine had meticulously prepared for the charity gala. Her black dress sculpted perfectly, hair flowing like silk, heels sharp and commanding. She could feel every pair of eyes on her as she entered, except for one pair she couldn't stop watching. Across the room, Jungkook's presence was unmistakable, dark, and commanding, yet something in him seemed restrained every time. Their eyes met, he looked away, sharp, jaw-tied, like he was wrestling with something he didn't want to admit. Wine's lips curved into a smirk. Tonight, she wasn't just attending, she was provoking, testing the ice cold man. She shared a forced match with her phone buzzed. Minho, she answered intentionally, letting it ring through the speaker, her laugh soft but deliberate. Minho, don't go just yet, I need your charm. He chuckled but started to hang up. Stay just for a minute, it's important. Jungkook, who had been leaning against a nearby wall, had been watching quietly, and then she felt it. He stepped forward in a sudden furious motion, grabbed her wrist, and one swift move kissed her. Time froze, Wine's eyes widened in shock, but only for a heartbeat, then a slow, dangerous smile spread across her lips. Was that supposed to happen, June? Jungkook blinked, equally shocked, jaw tight. His dark eyes flicked around as if searching for a reason he didn't have. I don't know. Why lean closer, letting her smirk linger, tracing her finger lightly across his chest. Don't worry, I won't tell Minho. But maybe next time try not to surprise me so recklessly. Jungkook said nothing, lips parting slightly, confusion and something deeper flashing across his face. Later, the gala glittered under chandeliers. Wine glided through the crowd, confidence radiating. Across the room, Jungkook's eyes followed her every move. Jaw tight, yet looking away every time she caught his gaze. Then Serena appeared, wearing Jungkook's coat, a smug smirk in place. Wine froze, then her smirk returned. He'll never choose you. You are nothing but his grandfather's decision. Oh, really? Funny because someone just kissed me and it wasn't Minho. Serena's eyes widened, fury flashing. What are you saying? Let's just say he showed me where his loyalties really lie. And now, maybe next time you should stay out of my house. Before Serena could protest, Wine pushed her out, hand firm, voice commanding out. This is my house, don't forget it. Serena stumbled, muttering fury and jealousy in every step. Wine's smirk remained calm, victorious. Chunguk appeared at the bathroom entrance, short-eyed, dark eyes flashing. Why did you tell her? Oh, I thought she needed to know, for clarity. Jungkook's stare darkened, every muscle tense yet unable to look away. The gala lights reflected the tension between them, push and pull, dominance and defiance, fire in eyes. Tonight, Wine had taken control. She had kissed, teased, and kicked Serena out of their lives, literally and figuratively. Jungkook hadn't decided whether to retaliate or scumbag. The penthouse was quiet. Rain whispered against the windows, a soft, constant reminder of the storm outside, a storm nothing compared to the one brewing inside one's mind. 2 months of watching, testing, and teasing Jungkook had yielded something she hadn't expected. His attention, not just noticing her, but reacting, faltering, feeling, and she had plans, big ones. She picked up her phone and called Minho, careful to keep her voice soft and casual, yet asked with command. Minho, I need you to gather everything you can on Serena Every detail, every meeting, every lie she's told him. I want a full file. I don't want to miss a single thing. Are you sure? She's dangerous fine. I know, that's why you are going to do it. Within days, Minho delivered the dossier neatly compiled to wine. She opened it carefully, scanning each page with a smirk curling her lips. Every betrayal, every manipulation, every exploit, Serena's plan was clear. Later that evening, Wine placed the folder on Jungkook's desk. He picked it up, brows frowning as he flipped through the pages. I already knew all of this. Wine blinked surprised. Her smirk faltered for just a moment. Wait, then why didn't you just get rid of her? She was using you, Joan, it's obvious. Jungkook leaned, dark eyes meeting hers, the faintest smirk playing on his lips. Because I had better plans. Her curiosity piqued. Better plans? She repeated, leaning against the desk, a spark of fire in her eyes. You have been watching me whine, testing me, playing your games. I wanted to see how far you would go, and now it's time for her lesson. Wine's smirk returned, sharp and daring. Oh, and what kind of lesson are we talking about? A lesson Serena will never forget. One that ensures she remembers exactly who is in control and who's not to be crossed. The next morning, Serena arrived at her modeling agency, confident as ever, ready to charm, manipulate, and take what she thought was hers. But the moment she stepped inside, everything shifted. The manager, a sharp, no nonsense woman, met her at the door. Serena Kim, we need to talk, sit down. Serena's pro froze. Is something wrong? The manager's lips tightened. You are let go. Effective immediately, your contract has been terminated. We cannot and will not continue employing someone who has caused reputational damage to our clients and the agency. Serena blinked incredulous. What? But I'm one of your top models. This is no exceptions. All your upcoming shoots and campaigns are cancelled. You are no longer implied here. Her world crumbled. Whispers started around her. Models, assistants, and photographers exchanged glances. Serena's arrogance faltered. Meanwhile, Hwan and Jungkook watched from a distance, hidden behind a screen. Every reaction captured. Oh, this is perfect. She thought she could manipulate me, use me, but she underestimated both of us. And most importantly, she underestimated you. Hwan tilted her head, intrigued. And me? Oh, you flatter me, Joan, but did you plan to do all this yourself? I have my ways, but your dossier made it easier. Every lie she told, every betrayal, all documented. I just had to execute. Back at the agency, Serena's fury turned to panic. Phones rang, calls from clients demanding explanations. Social media already buzzing with rumors. Every plan she had, her influence, her connections, gone. This is unfair. You can't do this. I demand. The mentor held up a hand, stopping her. The decision is final. Pack your things. And just like that, Serena, once confident, arrogant, untouchable, was humiliated, unemployed, exposed, and powerless. Every inch of her carefully curated world crumbled. Back at the penthouse, Wine leaned back, smirk sharper than ever. I have to admit, you make a very cool, very effective team, Joan. Jungkook's dark eyes met hers, a rare flicker of something softer, admiration, or perhaps affection. We're just getting started, and trust me, anyone who crosses us will pay. The lesson isn't over yet. Once Mick widened, she knew the game had changed. Jungkook was no longer just cool, he was paying attention, thinking, feeling, and she was ready to push him further, teasing, daring, and controlling the game they now shared. The office was quiet, the city lights casting a soft glow through the glass walls. Jungkook sat behind his desk reviewing files, dark and unreadable as ever. The rain outside had paused, but the tension in the room was palpable, thick enough to choke. The door creaked open hesitantly. Serena stepped in, eyes wide, lips trembling, not with fear exactly. Jungkook, please, I just want to explain. Her voice cracked ever so slightly, playing the part of the vulnerable woman. The one he might have once rushed to save. Wine had been watching from behind the office door, unseen, arms crossed, smirk in place, savoring every moment. Explain, Serena, what's left to explain? You were exposed, your lies, your manipulations, all of them. Every client, every agency, every plan gone. Every single step you took has consequences. Serena's eyes flicked to him, a hint of fear in her otherwise composed demeanor. She knew if she pleaded properly, cried convincingly, even just acted desperate enough, he could intervene. After all, he had given her first place at that agency. A single call from him and her career would be resurrected. I know I messed up. I know, please, you could fix this. You always believed in me first. Please, Jungkook, just one chance. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, his fingers stippled. He didn't speak immediately. His gaze was unreadable, like ice under storm clouds. One shifted slightly, letting her smirk widen. She had predicted every word, every expression Serena would use, but she also knew Jungkook's plan was far beyond anything Serena imagined. No, Serena, you misunderstand. This everything that happened, it wasn't because of mercy or because I believed in you. It was all my plan. Every detail, every move you thought you could exploit, I allowed it. Because I wanted to see how far you would go, and now you have learned the lesson. You are done. Serena's face paled, her hands shook slightly as she tried to gather her composure. But I could have been careful. No, Serena, you were not careful. You were reckless, arrogant, and most importantly, you underestimated me and her. His gaze flicked to the shadowed doorway where Wine leaned, arms crossed, smirk unmoving. Wine stepped forward, voice calm, controlled, eyes and fire wrapped together. Surprise, Serena. This isn't about mercy. This isn't about your charm, your lies, or your manipulations. This is about control, my control, and Jungkook's. You overstepped, you lost. That's it. Serena's lips trembled, but she could say nothing. Every word, every threat, every plan she had destroyed. And she knew it wasn't just about her career anymore, it was her humiliation, her defeat, her absolute powerlessness. You are cruel, both of you. No, I'm precise and I promise consequences. You should have listened. Wine smirked, softened ever so slightly, just enough to remind Serena who had orchestrated this downfall. And just to be clear, Jungkook isn't even the one who truly handled the details. That was me, every file, every secret, every move you made. I watched, I waited, and I let him execute the perfect plan. Serena's shoulders slumped. She had lost everything: career, influence, respect, and now pride. Wine and Jungkook exchanged a single glance and spoken acknowledgement passing between them. The game had shifted. They were in total control.